Hello, Castlers. Eladefo7 here again to bring you Tournament of Champions action. So let's get into it. This is game 2 between Kelbell 2385 with the white pieces and Rockdorne with the black pieces. Rockdorne was victorious in game 1. Let's see what happens in this game. Kelbell opens up with e4. Rockdorne counters with e5. Knight c3 from Kelly is the Vienna game. Her knight defends the e4 pawn and controls the d5 square. By delaying knight f3, Kelly keeps the option of playing her f2 pawn to f4. Great idea, Kelbell. Let's continue. Bishop c5 from Rockdorne is the Vienna game Anderson defense, named after the German chess master Adolf Anderson. Rock is looking to develop his bishop and take aim at the weakly guarded f2 pawn. Knight f3 from Kelly looking to snatch a hanging pawn. Rock defends the pawn with pawn to d6. d3, knight f6, bishop e3, bishop g4. Good move from Rock, pinning Kelly's knight to her queen, restricting its mobility. If she ever moves that knight, that queen is dead. Bishop's looking right at it. Bishop e2 from Kelly, good counter. This develops her bishop and unpins her knight. Knight c6. The computer didn't like that move. It felt Rock should have traded bishops with the moves bishop takes e3, rook takes e3, c6, h3, bishop e6, g4. And that would give Rock a slight advantage with the eval bar, but basically even. Let's move on. Bishop takes c5 from Kelly, and the eval bar is at even, but the better move, and this was hard to find, was knight takes e5. And the continuation would be bishop takes e2, queen takes e2, bishop takes e3, knight takes e6, bishop takes f2 check, queen takes f2, b takes c6. You can see his pawns are doubled, and Kelly's pawn structure is intact. The knight is developed. The only thing left to do is castle and connect the rooks, and the eval bar is slightly in her favor as well. However, that did not happen. So back to bishop takes c5. D takes c5 from Rock, equal trade. Queen d2. Bishop takes f3. Rock wants to trade bishops. Bishop takes f3. Kelly obliges. Knight d4. Kelly castles queenside. a6. Then Kelly unfortunately plays knight d5. The computer deems this a blunder because it leads to a combination that allows Rock to go up in material with the great move knight takes d5. E takes d5. Kelly recaptures. Knight takes f3. G takes f3. Rock has doubled Kelly's pawns. Good job. And now queen takes d5 allows Rock to go up a pawn on Kelly. You can see Rockdorne has really been practicing his puzzles. Well done by the Krispy Kreme donut lover. If anyone knows where I can purchase some Krispy Kremes in the New York City area, please leave a comment in the comments section below. I may have to get him a box off that combo alone. Let's continue. Queen a5 from Kelbell 2385. b6 trying to chase the queen away. Queen a4 check from Kelly. Rock says, I told you I don't want you in this area. Playing pawn to b5. Queen a5 from Kelly attacking the hanging pawn on c7. c6, Rock opts to move his pawn to safety. Queen c3. Rockdorne castles kingside and connects his rooks. King b1 from white. Rook fe8. Rook hg1. Queen takes f3. Rock takes the free pawn, so he's up 2 pawns now. But Kelly equalizes by taking the free pawn on c5. a5. Rook de1. Excellent move from Kelbell as she threatens to win the pawn on e5. f6 guards the e5 pawn. Rook g3 attacking the queen. Queen d5. Rock looking to trade off queens. Kelly says, nah, not just yet, as she moves her queen to e3. a4 is a blunder from Rock because it would lead to the line queen h6, rook e7, queen takes f6, rook f7, queen h6. Kelbell would get her pawn back. Let's see if she plays this. Queen h6, yes, that's the move. Rook e7 from Rock. Everything going as planned so far. Uh-oh. Kelbel did not play queen takes f6. Instead, she played f4, which is a blunder. She must have missed that her rook on g3 was pinning the pawn on g7 and could not take her queen back after snatching up the pawn on f6. She just missed that move. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, it's a blunder because it leads to the great move e takes f4. Great move. The pawn is threatening the rook on g3. Rock's rook on e7 is aiming at her rook on e1, threatening mate. You have possible back rank mating opportunities with the queen. It just looks like all kinds of trouble for Kelbel right now. A world of hurt coming. Can she pull off a Houdini trick and get out of it? Let's see. c4 from Kelbel. Rook takes e1 check from Rock, and Kelbel is metaphorically hemorrhaging right now. And the animal smells blood. King c2 from Kelly is forced. F takes g3 wins more material for Rock. Queen h3 from White allows for a forced mate in 5 for Rockdorne. B takes c4. King d2. Queen takes d3 check. Rock closing in for the kill. Kelly takes the rook on e1. That's forced. Rook e8 check from Rock, and it was after move number 30 in the game Kelbel capitulated, as it was a forced mate in 1 move with the move Queen e6 check, rook takes e6, checkmate, game over. So Rockdorne completes the sweep of Kelbel in the 2-game matchup in this tournament. Just an outstanding display of chess by the animal, but we have a long way to go before we crown a club champion. And also, don't count Kelbel out, as this is just a speed bump. She will look to rebound against the 7 other players in the tournament. Before I go, I'd like to thank OG Turtle for whipping up a batch of plant-based chitlins 3 weeks ago. It was absolutely delicious. I didn't even know you can have plant-based chitlins. I learned you have to use oyster mushrooms, which have the same consistency as a chitlin. Interesting stuff. Well, anyway, that's going to do it for me for this podcast. This is Eladef07 saying stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.